Lamborghinis, Ferraris, McLarens, Aston Martins. Supercars. Cars that turn heads wherever they go. While some of us like to take photos when we spot them, some of us dream about it and have it pinned right there on the vision board. Some drive them, some also have an entire collection parked in their garage, while there's someone who's built a community of the supercar owners right here in Oman. Joining us in the studio today is the Vice President of Supercars Majlis Oman, Mr. Saif al Jahwari. Hello and welcome to the studio.
Hello.
Welcome to the show. We are super excited to have you.
Thank you
Yeah,
very
super
much.
excited. And I think that word super is going to be used very, very
Supercars, super
Yes.
excited, super awesome, super all of it.
So
a
everything
lot
is
of
super,
times in
yeah?
the conversation today. How's it going? You recently just got over with an event at Royal Opera House
Yep.
and got a lot of heads turned right there as well.
Yep.
Yeah, all over the news. Where are we now? How are you feeling today?
Well, I'm feeling really relaxed, I can say.
Okay.
After it's a bit hectic when you organize something, especially when it's really that big.
Right.
And for around 4 days, we have that event. And I feel really now released and relaxed because it's over, it's gone.
Yeah.
And then we work again for the next.
It was also in collaboration with Sultan Haitham City, right?
Yes.
So what was it like?
So
What is new?
So the idea was normally we host UAE team to come in Oman, and then we have big number of cars coming in and big number of participants.
Right.
And we try always those type of events to really come up with something in terms of either something crazy
Right.
like arranging a airline strip for a drag race, or maybe organizing
What about that
talk
one?
show. So we come up with something crazy normally,
that's
and we
crazy.
try to entertain people coming in,
Right.
and then also do something in return to either Oman itself, or maybe to the tourism, or towards something internally, locally in Oman.
Right.
And the idea comes here. Okay, last year we had at the Wave a car show. This year, what can we do? Then we work out with the Minister of Housing for the project of
His Majesty Sultan Haitham.
and city. The Sultan Haitham city is one of the upcoming big projects for Oman.
Right.
And we are all really excited and proud. We want really to promote about it. We want to
Right.
talk about it.
Absolutely.
Then the idea came from there. Okay, why don't we have the big model and then we have the car show? So we use that activity of the car to bring in footprint and to bring in people to come and see the cars and also see the city.
Oh,
so
lovely.
two into one.
Wow. So how many cars were there for this event?
We had around 55 cars.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Wow.
And participants, there may be 7,000 plus
Wow.
of
Whoa.
audiences, people they came.
Lovely.
It's from 4 p.m. until around 10 p.m. at night. We had
Lovely.
lots of people coming in and out.
Yeah. Which were the cars, if you could just name a few?
You can just imagine any type when it comes to brands. From Ferraris, there are lots. And one of the special cars was there is SP3. It's a very unique car.
Okay.
We had also from Lamborghinis, we had different cars. From Porsches, we have different cars. There was also some Aston Martin Special Edition 707. Maybe you know the movie 707.
Yeah.
It's actually a special edition of that.
Wow.
Yeah. And one Koenigsegg, there was there. Also,
Oh.
it's one of 10 in the world.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that car.
That
So
car is...
That's from Oman?
It's from UAE.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's
Which
from
was the one from Oman which got a lot of attention?
None which is in the category of really rare and special. We had
Right.
in this event.
Okay.
But we do have in the club.
Okay.
Some of the members, they own some of those cars.
Yeah.
So we had the normal supercars, but
Okay.
never we have the hyper, very special cars.
Yeah. Which is the rarest of the rare that Oman has right now? And of course, we've not seen it, but Oman has it. Somebody owns it here.
It's really difficult to tell
Oh.
because lots of those collections are private.
Okay.
The one I can say I've seen until now, it's in museum, the Royal Museum.
Right,
That's the
right,
only place I saw
right,
one of the
right,
rarest until
right.
now. Yeah,
Right. So you visited that as well.
I did. Yeah.
Please share the experience. How was that?
Well, to say it was a fantastic experience, especially someone who's really interested about cars and
Right.
automobile.
Right.
Normally, will enjoy every minute over there.
Of
Right.
course.
And I saw lots of cars when it comes to unique cars where they are really custom made to His Highness Sultan Qaboos, and it's on his name actually. It's
Right.
tailor made,
Right.
especially for Sultan Qaboos. And those are when it comes from different brands actually. Some they tell story because they either when Sultan Qaboos was graduated in the UK. So
Right.
one of the cars, Rolls-Royce, was there. It's actually the car he was on. Others tells a story about his father, Sayyid Saeed bin Taymoor. So
Wow.
he's used to be used by him.
Right.
There is a car which Sultan Qaboos gifted Sultan Haytham,
Oh.
and that car is there also.
Wow.
Others are history of cars actually. It's a
Right.
history of cars. I mean, one like a Mercedes SLS, that's one of the unique in the world. I think number 2 among the most expensive cars being sold. I don't know, in the 60s or 50s model. The car
Right.
is.
Right.
It's the glowing. If you heard about it, the SLS glowing.
Okay.
One of the cars was there.
Wow. Okay.
And you can name some of them there. Historically, some king in Europe
Has an entire history.
Yeah. They actually ordered to make some of the cars, and in the world itself there is none of them except maybe 2 or 3.
Wow.
One of them is here. The rest they don't know where they are.
Oh.
So it's priceless sort of
Absolutely.
cars. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. So it's open to public and anyone can go and have an experience right there.
It is, yeah. You
Right.
just go online and then book your time slot.
Right,
And then
right,
easy
right.
to
Yeah, I like when all these cars have a lovely story behind it. You can visualize it and then you just kind of imagine, oh my god, this must have happened and this is the story
And
behind
there's so
that
many
car.
stories with the car, the person with the car. There's so
Right.
much that would have gone on when he
Right.
was in that car. You know,
Yeah.
you could just.
Yeah, that's what they say. Everyone's actually attached to their car. It's like a
feel
member
it.
of the family.
I feel
Yeah,
it.
well, all these people are just getting together for their passion, for the adrenaline, and for all the crazy stuff. So, can you share any of these crazy stories that you have actually witnessed while?
Before we get into it,
yeah.
just tell us a little bit about how it started and where is it now. So for all the people who have not been following the community yet, everything that they need to know about what Supercar Majlis Oman is.
So Oman, especially Oman, I see, among the youth, is really very well known in terms of how people are passionate about cars and automobiles.
Absolutely.
Right.
And from even long, when we go search in the internet, we will see car shows. We see crazy things, even with any type of brand. It's regardless what brand is it, but youth in Oman, they really love automobile. I mean, whenever there is a drift activity,
Right.
or whenever there is a car show,
Right.
or whenever there is a backfire or whatever, expect hundreds, thousands of people really to attend in that event because of that culture.
Right.
It's like a
locally
concert in itself.
Yeah.
here. It is.
Yeah,
It is.
yeah.
Supercars Majlis started actually in 2016.
Okay.
Okay, and few members, less than 10 at the beginning.
Oh, okay.
And now we're almost above 130 members.
Wow.
Yeah, some of them they are active, others are once in a while, others they're really active.
Okay,
So we have
okay.
different people there in different, depend on their time, and then
Fair enough. Yeah.
we mostly more specialized, or our category is only on supercars when it
Right.
comes as a Supercars Majlis.
Okay.
And you will see there are lots of clubs actually.
Yeah, there are
in
quite a few
Oman.
here in Oman.
There
yeah.
are.
Yeah.
And for example, you get to see Nissan GTR, GTA 34, GTA 35. Even they go sometimes into really deep category.
Okay.
There are some groups who are together because of horsepower, for example.
Oh.
There are groups are related to 4x4.
Okay.
So you find that Jeep but there's also a Jeep group, for example,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
totally just
Yeah,
only Jeep.
yeah,
But they are
yeah.
4x4, a mix
Correct.
of 4x4.
It's a different category, yeah.
Different category.
Yeah,
Similar
yeah.
to bikers, you'll find Harleys,
Yeah.
sport bikers,
Yeah,
and so on.
yeah.
And there are lots also of bikers clubs in Oman.
Right.
So it's all about where you are, what is your category, what are you specialized of.
Right.
And for us, we are only within supercars.
your niche.
Supercars.
Yes.
Yeah. So is there a criteria, or is there something that you kind of check before the person actually joins the club?
The
or
form on the website is very smart, but I'll let you elaborate on that.
So,
So who gets to be a part of the club?
so
Like anybody and everyone, or
so to us, it's any supercar in our category, then the person is allowed to.
okay.
And normally in Oman, we tend to see more wise people, really, who are the owners of those supercars.
Correct.
We tend not to see very young people. And that's, you can see, sort of like our category. We talk about age when it comes to whom as a member
Okay.
to be there, because it's more or less, it's
more mature.
it's more matured. This is what I'm trying to say. So it's really a mature club. And
Yeah.
then the category of the supercars comes. We tend to only select cars which are specific from the factory, comes as a stock, being made to be used in a track, and some of them can be used as a daily car.
Right.
Oh.
Any car which is just daily car,
Yeah.
we don't include.
Right.
Oh.
The reason why behind it, it's a mix of maybe 30% of our events, actually they are track events.
Oh. Okay.
And when we go to the track,
Right.
the car has to be a track car.
Absolutely.
Otherwise,
Yeah.
you will have maybe a safety issue,
Right.
you will have a technical issue,
Right.
which we don't want to go into that
Yeah.
level.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But like you mentioned, the communities, of course, it's a very mature community.
Yep.
But do you also encourage, or do you also have the youth be a part of it? Do you allow them to come in for your events, or even if it's a one-off case?
Yeah, we do allow it, but not driving their car. So we have lots of cars lovers or enthusiasts. They really come, they visit, they attend sometimes.
they
our
know
events.
cars,
and
and
they
they-
know cars.
they
They
definitely
know
know
them
cars.
definitely. I mean, even if you talk to a small child, they name and they actually follow.
And they get the specs right too.
Exactly.
That's
they
how
know the
crazy they
details.
are.
You'll be
Yeah.
amazed sometimes when someone comes and chat to you. You'll be amazed how the details they know about.
So do you
Right.
incorporate them in your group too?
we do ask them to come to join sometimes to ride with us, and most of the times they take photos. So
Right.
most of our photos they're taken by youth, actually, more than we are taking a professional company who comes and cover. No,
And the videos are amazing.
Yeah.
I've seen those videos.
you won't believe it. Most of the videos are from the youth.
Lovely.
They are not really being made by a
professional
professional company.
Photographer.
And how do you
Only-
select these videographers and photographers? Is it recommendations? Do they approach you?
Nowadays they watch, they follow TikTok and others, and they
Right.
know which one is hitting
Right.
as a music,
Right.
and what transition to use, and therefore they're really smart to select the best.
Right.
And immediately they tag, and sometimes they ask for collaboration. We check the video, and then we allow
Oh,
it when the
lovely.
video is to the standard.
Lovely.
Yeah. In
Do you
other
have any
cases-
dedicated people to do your videography and photography?
well,
as such?
we do have.
Right.
We do have some of the dedicated who does the photographers, and especially in big events like the one we had, we had actually a professional company who covers, because we will need to have a complete content. Some content will be used for the project Sultan Haytham city.
Right.
Others we will be using it for the future, because
Right.
we have sponsors also,
Right.
and we need to read it. They have a particular when it comes to standard, and they have a particular branding
Guidelines to follow.
guidelines we have to follow.
Right.
That's the reason we really hire professional companies.
And the Instagram account also has grown really fast
Yeah.
over the couple of years. How are you leveraging that?
I can say it's all about really youth and the passion in Oman. That's the main reason behind it. And we're almost 50K right now as a followers. And when we see the interaction, above last time, as I mentioned earlier before the conversation start, we had one of the videos 150K
Right.
within
Wow.
within just 3 days
Organic.
before the event itself, without doing any promotion, nothing.
Yeah.
It's how the passion about cars and how those contents really bring in difference.
Right.
And they really they go violent in the social
It just
media.
shows how
Works in your
passionate
favor.
everyone is, how
I
much
know.
everyone over here loves cars.
Yeah.
it does.
You were asking about the events.
Yeah, I actually wanted to know, when you organize an event, how do you go about it? Okay, so here, these are the dates, because what I understand, from September to March is your season time when you actually organize all these drives.
Yeah.
So you announce these events in other countries as well, in other GCC as well. Once that is done, I'm sure the ROP permissions go into the process. So, but what are the stages like? Can you take me through that?
So Supercars Majlis as a club, we are registered in Oman Automobile Association.
Right.
So officially, we are part of the sport community,
Right.
within registered in Oman itself, in the
Right.
system.
Right.
So whenever we have to go through Oman Automobile Association
Okay.
to ask for permissions,
Oh,
especially when there is a special access,
right.
like Jabal Al Akhdar and some other areas,
Right.
and also to notify them that we are expecting a group of cars, or we will be moving in a group of cars from A to Z to B,
Right,
and all
right.
of that details we share,
Okay.
along sometimes with plate numbers, owners, and so on. So those information normally they ask about.
Okay. Fair enough.
And I can say, since we start and now, there is a huge difference. How the process becomes more easier.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Before, it's we have really to talk to many people
Right.
in order to get a permission.
Right.
In some of the cases.
Right.
Now it becomes really easier. They understand how those such events they really do a difference when it comes to areas in Oman, or
Right.
maybe to the public,
Right.
or it adds. I can say
It becomes the talk of the town. People start talking about it. They start identifying it as something like that is happening in Oman. It spreads.
Promotes
More
tourism
videos are
too.
made. Further, it is shared. So of course, I mean, like, why not? And I'm sure it adds a big chunk to the tourism as well.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah. So now the process you're saying has got slightly easier.
It's
and
slightly
better.
easier.
Okay. Okay.
That's
when
how
it's-
we do it. Yeah.
So when it started out, of course, it was a passion project. It was just a lot of supercar lovers coming together.
Yeah.
But as it has evolved over the years, is there a bigger goal that you are pursuing?
We became more organized, I can say, and because we started dealing with then the dealerships in Oman. Those dealerships, they involve us directly with their regional offices, with their
Right.
factory. We started going through the guidelines. We know what they want. We try to be organized that way. So we become more organized. We have a quite good team when it comes to from the admin perspective. We try to use technology by having a website, having an application where it's easy for the members. They can register. They can actually register for the event itself. And also, we try to have a clear calendar of the year, organized from the beginning of the season till the end. The season, by the way, is linked with the winter. That's the reason. It's not because we want to stop in summer, but summer normally, if the weather is not good, nothing is good. Whatever you do is not good.
Your mood's bad.
Yeah, I know.
It's
Wait,
very simple.
September, everyone is out and about.
Yes, yeah.
Like, nobody wants to stay at home post 5 o'clock. Khalas, it's done. Office is
Exactly.
done. We're going to stay out.
Exactly.
That's how it is.
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned about taking permissions from ROP and also submitting your number plates and all of that. Talking about number plates there, correct me if I'm wrong. Many a times it happens that the number plate is more expensive than the car itself.
It does.
Yeah?
It does
So that's
sometimes.
another craze that comes along with owning a supercar?
No. It's, I don't want to link it,
Okay.
but I'll start with mentioning something here.
Okay, sure.
So owners of the car,
Right.
they're I can put them in 3 categories.
Okay.
So you'll have someone who owns the car for the purpose of owning the brand,
Right.
okay, and then they're either using it lightly without participating in any club, and it's like a collection.
Okay. Fair.
Okay. Then you have someone who is really passionate about driving. Okay. Now, passionate about driving, you don't care about the plate numbers. Normally, you care about the car itself, how
Right.
it drives.
Right.
Is it the right car I want? Do I get what I am looking for from the driving
Yeah.
and the feeling of the car or not?
Yeah.
That's other questions. And then the third one, even more crazy. It doesn't have to be a supercar. It can be anything. People really modify their car
Yeah.
to an extent. It's ready for a drift, or it's ready for a drag race, or it's ready for a track. So they
Yes.
put additionally on top what it comes from the factory. They actually put a lot. It's sometimes even 50% of the price of the car itself, because they want to go extreme to that level.
Crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
crazy. It's a personal choice.
Right.
You can see actually normal daily cars with a plate number 1 digit or 2 digits.
But I've never seen a 5-digit on a supercar.
I can show you. Yeah, I can show you.
Are there any supercars that are like a 5-digit or
The
a
reason,
4-digit?
maybe the reason the guy who afford to buy the car.
Yeah, I'm sure.
can
Sometimes
definitely
he's
get it to
having
you.
extra plates somewhere,
Yeah.
and he puts that in.
Yeah.
That's the
Is
reason.
it also considered as an investment here?
It is.
Really?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
So-
because technically but it can be passed on. Like
you
you
can
own the
sell it
number?
and-
So officially,
Yeah.
you don't own the number.
What do you mean when you say that? Explain, please.
In ROP, the numbers are owned by ROP,
Okay.
and the government can decide anything at any time.
Oh.
Now that's officially.
Okay.
Then when it comes to the practice,
Yeah.
then the plate number is registered under my registration of the car.
Right.
In that case, I can sell the car
Right.
with the plate number.
Yeah.
So the way they do it, they sell the car with the plate number, and then maybe have the car again back with another different number, and then that plate number transferred to the next person. So they really sell, they buy. That's the practice people they do. And when you ask me about whether it can be
Taken as an investment.
as an investment, I say yes, because a year back,
Yeah.
3 digits, maybe 2.5 thousand real. Today, it's maybe 5,000.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just a year back.
Whoa.
I remember when I was in college, you'd get 3 digits for like less than 1,000.
Yeah.
Wow.
When I was in college, but now it's like 3 digit is
Yeah.
expensive.
Wow.
It's expensive.
Wow.
So
But is it across GCC that you can...
even crazier over there.
what is it like? Tell me.
You're talking about millions when it comes to in UAE.
Yeah.
It's in millions, and in UAE actually it's legalized. Actually,
Meaning?
the government itself, whenever they have small digits of plates,
Right.
they sell them.
Right.
It's sold.
Auction, yeah.
Auction. And
Yeah.
officially they sell the
Yeah.
plates.
And those numbers, they own it. Like
Yeah,
technically...
you own the number, even if you don't have I believe a car. You don't need to stick it to a car.
Oh.
In
Here
UAE.
you
That's
have a
the
time
difference
period,
between that
right?
one and this one here.
Yeah.
Here the ROP
got it.
doesn't actually sell.
Yeah.
It's on luck.
So technically, yeah.
Yeah.
But and at the end of it, they own the number. Like if they change the rules,
Correct.
it can just go. However, there it's
Correct.
yours.
Yes.
I mean, if you bought the number, you can give it to your grandchildren.
frame
They can
it.
further give it to their grandchildren. So that's quite an investment.
Very interesting.
Wow.
We're talking about modifications. What's the craziest modification that you've seen?
So a year back, I'm part of organizing the drag race for Oman. And the people some of the participants, for example, one of them, he sent the car all the way to Bahrain
Okay.
to get it ready, fixed, and then prepared.
Okay.
And then he comes in,
Okay.
he will do a run. He knew that the run might go well, he might need to repeat, the car might break. So he has all the possibilities that
he's
it
taking
can
a
happen.
risk there.
He's
Yes.
taking the risk.
Yeah.
So he does one run. He sees his number. As long as he is in the first place, he will never even try again, even if he has a chance to try 2 or 3rd time.
Right.
The reason why, and it happens actually. The guy actually went once, and then he didn't go because his number, his record was the best. In another 2 days, he is participated in UAE in Suwayhan, and the car broke. So the amount of effort those guys actually they put, because they love the automobile sport in
Right.
general. You won't believe the car could maybe cost 15,000. It's easy they will put 20, 30,000 on top of the 15 just to modify the car. and they go crazy about it. And imagine you modify and make it ready, and then you will only maybe able to make once or twice, and it breaks down.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
I remember you just mentioned very casually in the conversation of the record that a person actually spent around 170,000 riyals. Is that the right figure?
It was on specs. So a few days back,
Yeah.
I saw one special car.
Okay.
Okay, that car is really special. And anyhow, that car is not sold to anyone unless you have a profile in one of the brands.
Okay.
So that car may be around 400K.
Right.
The specs on the car itself is around 170K.
Whoa.
So you're talking about more than $500,000 real
Yeah.
in a car.
Yeah.
Okay, that's how really people can go crazy.
Right.
Sometimes people will understand it in the wrong way, but it's if you see that it's a piece of art. Actually,
Right.
the way the color is fading, the way the mixture of the color, the way the details is being done, it's an art.
I'm sure. Talking about buying and owning these cars, like how you mentioned that, you know, you need to build a profile at times with a certain brand to own a certain car. Can you take me through the process of buying or owning one of the supercars?
Well, normally all the brands, they will have a starting model.
Okay.
And normally those starting models, anyone can walk in and buy if they are available.
Okay.
Okay, if they are not,
Yeah.
either a second-hand option, or maybe they have to put an order
And wait.
and then wait for 2 years sometimes.
Oh, that's the slot that they get?
Yes, and sometimes even more, depend on what car.
Okay.
If they get the car, they buy it.
Right.
In order to get the other next cars, they have to have different models on their lineup, and they cannot sell some of the cars until they receive the model they are looking for.
What?
Oh.
Yes.
What? That's
Wow,
really crazy.
That's a process.
Because what happened, I believe they're trying to control the aftermarket also. Because
Right.
if they just sell the cars, they will come easy to access those cars, and then their money will be, or their value will be really less. And then the other reason also, they don't want the cars to be really sold for crazy numbers after the dealership figures. So they're trying to control that. Yeah.
I also hear that some people even buy the slot. Like, let's say, for example, there's a particular car for which she's got a slot in the month of May, and I have got a slot for December or January. I can just go up to her and I can offer her cash and say that, you know, just let me buy out that slot from you.
No, the dealer, if they knew about somebody selling the slot, because that approval came on the name of the person.
Oh.
Those names sometimes they shared with the actually factory, with the regional offices. It's not a matter of this is being provided or given to this name, to this person, because he is either a previous customer with a good profile,
Right.
or maybe he is somewhere in the government, maybe in a particular prestige level, or maybe a club. It drives actually such also decisions. If they are a member of clubs and they are really active,
Wow,
it makes
even
a
that
difference.
matters.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, it makes a matter.
You
it
really
matters.
have to build your profile for that.
You
then.
have to.
Yeah, it's like an identity that you create
Yeah,
just
I
for the
know,
car.
right?
So, what is the typical profile of a person who's a part of the Supercar Majlis community, for example? Are they just car enthusiasts, or do you have like a variety of people?
It's more or less it's car enthusiast, I can say.
Right.
It starts like that actually, and sometimes you get people who are business owners, people, because see, I can understand why we have a big mix, and then we have these types of different members. Some they have time, some they don't have really enough time. But for the people who are business owners or they are CEOs, it's an opportunity for them really for time to away from their business, away from their I can say busy day. So sometimes they join, they really feel different because it's a different atmosphere. It's something they like to do, and they find the place. So
What
it's
are the
a break.
conversations like when these all
like to know.
when all these people just get together? I really want like the top 3 things that they would discuss.
It's very normal. Sometimes it could be cars, because
Okay.
that's
Yeah, of course.
where we do.
That's why they're
Yeah.
there.
And especially for old members, we tend really to enjoy and really have fun when it comes to conversation. Doesn't have to be anything to do with cars.
Right.
It builds that relation.
Right. Wow.
And when you ask me about a Supercars Majlis as a club,
Yeah.
we really care about a relation. we don't really care about what level of the person is when it comes.
Right.
You are in the club.
Yeah.
You're equal to others.
Lovely.
Okay, and therefore we're building that community, the family itself. We have that spirit, and that's what makes most of the members actually they like it,
Yeah.
and they continue with us. I mean, because they trust the team, they trust the club overall.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
A more personal question, and I think a lot of car enthusiasts would probably agree with you on that. Even as a kid, sometimes I would just see, a group of like 6-7 people, adults, not 18, 19-year-old, like adults, like maybe 45, 50. They would meet on a Friday just across my house. They would all bring their cars, not supercars, but pretty souped up, nice cars. And they would be opening the bonnet, they'll be checking something. They're there just to talk about the cars. And it's like a ritual, So as an enthusiast, what is it that you think makes a car, whatever car it is, more than just the means of transportation?
It's very difficult to explain because people sees the vehicles overall. They are a transport mechanic thing going on from A to B. But then lovers, it's not easy to explain. It's not easy to explain because why I say that, men especially, I can say, really men especially, they have something to enjoy and love. And one of the things is cars. If you go in history, really, in history, if you go, at a time, they were loving the camels.
And horses.
It's and horse. Yeah, exactly.
Agree.
It was a mean of transportation, but the way they really love the horses, the way they love the camels, I don't know how to explain. But until today, if you see camel racing, if you see horses and horse racing, today I was just listening to the radio. One of the big markets in the world is the horse racing.
Wow.
Because it's not just the racing itself, it's a lot of chain related to transportation, related to events, and there's lots of international activities happening. In Oman, it happens in Salalah last year, if you remember. In Qatar, in UAE, in UK itself, in London, it happens. Those big events, they are now interlinked also with tourism. Not only a matter of only horses and then those competitions only. So to explain it to us, the supercar or the car itself, any car, it doesn't have to be super. Men and youth, they really love their cars. They love to keep them clean. They love to see them really, even to watch them. They love to see the details of them. And we do really take care about cars overall.
You'd prefer a scratch on yourself, but not on the car.
Not in the
Not on the car.
But you know
That
what? There's
I
a
agree with.
difference. There are two types of people here. Some of them would buy a new car and would just park it in the garage. The others would take it out there and would actually risk it on a lot of levels and just to check and just to see and test its limits, just go all out with it, even if it's a new car.
Yeah.
So how do you differentiate with these two sets of people, by the way?
You tend to see them driving, and you will not see them going somewhere on a Friday just to stop their car on the beach side. And I'll tell you, we in the club,
Yeah.
I don't remember when was the last time we made any event somewhere in a Quorum Beach, for example. I
Right.
don't even remember.
Right.
Because one of the reasons why we arrange drives, and when we have a coffee meetings normally, we make them because they are part of the guideline from the dealers when we had the sponsorship agreement.
Okay.
Sometimes we do it because the brand do request to have in a 5-star hotel somewhere to be arranged.
Okay.
But normally we tend to arrange drives, and the drives they're outside the city,
Right.
Right.
somewhere on the city side.
Right.
Now, I'll give you an example of last event.
Sure.
One of the guys coming from UAE, and he loves to drive, he wants to drive.
Okay.
He just received the car a day before.
Okay.
It was sent for protection,
Okay.
just to make sure it's protected. Within 12 hours, one of the owners in the member, he owns a detail company. So they did for him a challenge, and then within 12 hours they did all the protection and so on.
Oh, wow.
Immediately he drove the car
Okay.
from there to here. That car is 2 million Riyal Omani cost. Wow. It's that Ferrari SP3.
Wow.
200 million dirhams.
Whoa! And he just took it out there.
He took it out. He
he
drove
was
it all the
enjoying the
way.
car.
He drove it all the way
Wow.
from UAE to Muscat, and then to Jabal Al Akhtar,
Wow.
and then back to the UAE.
Wow.
So
Oh my
you can
God.
tell some people they really want to drive and they love to drive
Yeah.
because such cars, even you don't see them, and normally they're in a museum
Yeah.
because that's a very unique rare car. You will never even come to see them really, but to see someone driving it
Yeah.
all the way and then
Yeah.
to
Wow.
buy
I know
all
it's
the
a
way to
delight,
Jabal Al
right?
Akhtar.
Yeah. Yeah.
you can tell who someone who wants to drive and someone who just want to
Yeah.
have it for.
I have a following question. I've heard that whenever you announce an Oman event in any other GCC, the event gets sold out like this.
Yeah.
It's like when you announce an event that, okay, it's happening in Oman, the drive is to Jabal Akhtar or the drive is to Nizwa. And the minute you announce it on the website, it just gets sold out within an hour or max 2 hours. The slots go out like very quickly. So what is that attracts them here to Oman?
Oman, we are, as you know, I mean, you've been here for years now, and
Yeah.
I believe one of the things is the hospitality.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People there, they are really welcoming,
Yeah.
and it makes a huge difference when you come and somebody welcome you to any country. Actually,
Right.
that's one.
Yeah.
Secondly, we have one of the best, I believe, if not the first, roads infrastructure in Oman.
Oh, definitely.
It's
Yeah.
really
That actually
amazing.
came up quite a few
It's
times in our
really
previous
amazing.
podcast
Yes.
also. Yeah.
Then we have mountain.
Hmm.
The way the roads in the mountain, they're really amazing. For people who loves to drive,
Yeah.
they will see it as a natural track.
Hmm.
So and when I say that,
Yeah.
few years back we had PlayStation
Okay.
Middle East. They
Okay.
were partnering with us in one of the events.
Okay.
When they visited Jabal Al Akhdar, they were amazed and shocked. And one of the things they say, they want to recommend Jabal Al Akhdar as a road to be promoted in one of the games in the PlayStation.
I can imagine it in Need for Speed. It's so perfect.
Wow.
You know the road
That's
on the-
crazy.
It's crazy. This is what I want to say. So it's how nice, how really good the roads we have,
Yeah.
and then everywhere you will never had an issue when it comes to the road itself. Because, I mean, the road is really smooth, and then they're really nice and twisty in some of the places, and that's
Also,
what
they enjoy the terrain.
The thrill.
Yeah.
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 That's
Oh,
it.
wow. Oh,
What are the
fantastic.
top locations that you've had your events?
What is that?
What are the top locations that you've had your events or your drives?
Yes. So Jabal Akhdar is one of the best places we
Has
go
to be.
and Sifa side, but we tend to love the first part of it. The problem is that road is not really renewed. That's the only problem on that road. But there is an old road which inside Al Hamriya.
Which connects from behind Hamriya. Yes, yes.
We love
Oh,
that road.
That's
It's,
a beautiful stretch.
yes,
Beautiful. Just
yes,
put your roof down
yeah.
and just drive.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that road is really one of the places. And for sure, Salala, especially if you go in September, not really in August.
Oh, not
Second
Kharif.
week, when Kharif is finished,
Okay.
you still have the green scenery.
Yeah.
You have the
Yes.
mountains
We
green.
spoke about that. Yeah.
The weather is open. You see everything in front of you.
Yeah.
It's really amazing.
Wow.
It's Switzerland.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can say.
What about Musandam?
Musandam also, we love it. Last time
Okay.
we had also Musandam.
Okay.
It's a bit challenging going to Musandam. The
Oh.
problem is through the borders.
Right.
But then,
Yeah, I know that's
yeah.
right.
But then actually the coastal road is
Yeah.
one of the best.
Oh,
So
wow.
similar to Musandam,
Yeah.
we have from Shuwaimiyya on that area to Marbat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, there is a nice road similar to Musandam.
Wow.
We had actually a drive also last year on that side.
Wow. 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 What about the maintenance of all these cars? Is it challenging? Is it easy? Because any which ways, these cars are like 1 of 8 in the world or 1 of 5 in the world or the rarest of the rarest, not easily accessible. So if there is a problem, how quickly is that resolved? Because any which ways, you're getting that car after 2 years.
Yes.
So how soon do you get the
There was
repairs or the parts?
I don't remember which one it was, where you actually have to, there's no service center locally, you actually have to fly it out and bring it back. Which one was that? I think it
It's
was
McLaren Senna.
the McLaren.
Yeah, it's Senna.
You have to like fly it out and it gets service and then
So
brought
it
back.
just doesn't end there.
That's
To the
one, the
customization, the
yeah.
story continues.
It's like,
Exactly.
I fly, my car flies.
And
Please take us through that.
and the Bugatti is also most of the hypercars, the
Okay.
one which is limited and hyper,
Okay.
they tend not to be driven a lot. Anyhow, and normally they very limited if they participate, and normally it's brought in a recovery. Okay, that's the standard how they deal with that cars. Then we have the supercars, which is below the hyper.
Okay.
Okay, that's when we talk about the drivable car, which you can drive, but at the same time, you don't want also to burn the mileage too much because it affects the value of the car. Now, those cars normally you tend to service once a year.
Okay.
You don't need to do because you will not be using that car on a daily basis.
Yeah,
Right.
definitely.
Otherwise, you'll not be a part of the club.
You can be, but what will
just
happen?
kidding there.
What will happen yourself? You will either get bored with it,
Yeah.
okay,
Fair enough.
or you burn the value.
Yeah,
It's your
yeah.
decision.
Yeah, right. Correct. Okay.
Yeah.
So
So
it's once a year then.
once a year, and
Right.
all the dealers in Oman also they do a service because they have a service center for.
Right.
So a service is there, service
Okay.
center is there.
Okay.
We normally do the services. It's a normal thing. Most of the new cars now comes with a 7 years service, 7 years warranty. You don't need to worry about. Even more sometimes. So you don't worry about the car for long. Okay. Even after then, it's not really that extreme expensive. No.
Okay.
Yeah, especially some of the track option cars, some of them like GTs, GT3 from the Porsche. Porsche's owners normally even some of them they use it on a daily basis. Yeah, because the market differences here is a bit different. In a Porsche, I mean mileage will not really that much effect and so on, and there are lots of options when it comes. You don't need to stuck with a dealer. If it's a car a bit old, you can go to anywhere because there are options available.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. They also say that, a car talks a lot about the person who drives it.
Yes.
Like it really gives away the personality. Looking at the color of the car, looking at the modifications that have been done, even if you have never met the person, you can really tell a lot about the person who drives it.
Just by looking at the car.
Yeah. So how is it and what is that you kind of looking at the car, you can know that, okay, this is what the person is going to be like.
Me personally, I don't believe on it.
But come on, somewhere in your head, even you judge or even you make a little visual of the
Yeah,
person who's doing
I
it.
was
Even if you
trying-
don't believe it.
Yeah.
It's like by default it happens.
Yeah, because when I buy a car,
Yeah.
for example, when I buy a car,
Yeah.
normally if I buy it new, then I have the chance to spec and select the color and so on.
Okay.
But if I buy it old,
Yeah.
I don't have that choice. So then, whatever is there, a clean car, technically good, price is good, that's the option I go for.
How honest.
That's for you. You tell me about the others. When you see, let's say, you see a yellow Lamborghini, what do you think? Who's this kind of person who's driving that car?
I don't read into personalities, so I can't tell.
I'm sure he has a friend who
I
has a
tried
yellow
hard.
Lamborghini. So he's like, nope, not going to answer that.
Because the same person has one in yellow, has one in blue, and has something in white.
Yeah, fair. See, there you go. You already knew this person.
So maybe
This person definitely has two more if he has a yellow.
so maybe every day he has a personality. Could be, I don't know.
Let's say a green Ferrari. What do you think?
I don't know really. See, supercars.
He's thinking about different friends.
Yeah,
He already has some people in his
I'm
mind.
trying to link it, but the thing is, supercars normally in some of the, for example, Lamborghinis.
Yeah.
Based on those cars are actually the attractive light colors. Because that car is really aggressive.
Yeah.
You take it in a yellow, in a green, that's what fits to that car. The same color, if you do it in a normal daily car, it looks weird. Really.
True that.
If I drive,
Yeah, very true.
Yeah, if I drive, for example, any brand, let's say Camry, let's say even Audi,
Yeah.
a yellow one will not fit any of those.
Ah,
Even
right.
if you see a car, a yellow car, in any normal car, in normal daily car,
Yeah.
you will look, why this color is yellow?
Yeah, like
Well,
someone-
I'd like to say a Mini Cooper looks nice in any color, okay?
Mini Cooper is different.
Yeah,
I'll tell
okay.
you also.
You
Yeah,
can try.
because I know it very well. I owned one, by the way,
Oh,
since
you
a
did?
few years back.
It's a cute, very, very cute.
So it's been dealt with a cute car. That's the reason.
Okay, fair
So a cute.
I should have said that. I said it too early. Damn.
So a cute car have to have a nice color. And then lots
Peppy
of
one.
Yeah.
And it has lots of accessories. So you tend to get lots of things.
Yeah.
Even
It's
even-
fun
it's-
customizing it. It's a
customizing.
lot of fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah.
Agree. So that one has it's fun really.
Yeah.
I can say it
Yeah,
has
it's a
its
fun
own.
car.
Yeah. It's own.
Yeah. Talking about customization, have you heard of any crazy customization people have done? Because what I hear is that, let's say you go into a Ferrari showroom and if you ask them that, I want the seats to be the color of my shirt that I'm wearing, they can actually do that. They will customize it, but of course it comes with a cost.
Yeah. So customizing a car is one of the trends now in most of the manufacturers.
Okay.
Most of them when it comes to really high-end brands. And you can even control the stitching, what stitching line color I want.
And a lot of people are also going for non-leather because they want to be environmental conscious, eco-conscious, and
Even
vegan.
now, leather
works
comes
for Oman as well.
environmental
Exactly.
option. Yeah, even leather. Now they have
Faux leather.
Yeah, faux leather. They do have, and Alcantara and some other options.
Correct.
So
Correct.
people put their own logo. Yesterday, for example, a friend of us, he's in the UAE,
Okay.
not in Oman club.
Okay.
He received his car yesterday.
Okay.
His car, he specs it in even the color
Right.
is tailor-made for him, named.
His daughter.
Oh.
So it wasn't there. That color wasn't in the list.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
And
He named the color of the car on his daughter.
Wow.
and then you see the previous car he had one side the wheels in a color. Maybe I can't recall now. It was I think a dark color.
Okay.
The other side looks like aluminum color, so silver color.
Oh. Wow.
So two sides of the car. If you stand here,
Yeah.
it has a color on the wheels.
Yeah.
If you go
The
to
other
the
side
other
is
side,
a-
it has another color.
Wow. They can actually go to that level as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
wow.
he had his logo
Okay.
put on it's actually tailor-made from the factory with his logo on the seat.
Oh.
Wow.
So
Wow. So
you
these are all
can-
those tailor-made cars.
Tailor-made cars.
And it happens across brands?
It happens across brands if you want to do a tailor-made.
Okay.
So talking about customization or the configuration.
Yeah.
So there's a configuration and there's a customization. Configuration, you can go to the configurator even online, select the brand, for example, the website of the brand, select the car and you can choose. Then they have an options. What systems you want in, what type of seats you want in the car, and then what colors, what trim, what is the brake looks like, which type of brake do you want, and then the external color also. You can do all of that type of configuration. Then if nothing of that list is what you're looking for, then you go actually to tailor-made. It's a different level.
So that's the tag that you go with. If you're coming from GCC, of course you have a fancy car. And then this is the next level. Of course you have a tailor-made car.
Personalized.
Yeah, and then let me show you. Let's just take it from there.
I'm sure your gallery must be full of these beautiful shots of cars, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So customizing.
Yeah.
It's not only in GCC.
Okay.
And if you follow some of the YouTubers and even in Instagram,
Right.
very known like Shimi 150 and others, those are based on the UK and US, some of them. You won't believe they have a big garage of cars and most of them they are customized cars.
Wow.
Yeah,
So the culture is there as well.
A car culture everywhere.
Wow.
I'll tell you.
Everybody loves
But let's take it like that.
Everywhere.
We lead in that.
You've got the best ones.
Yeah. I'd like to believe that we definitely lead. Like of course you can't beat GCC in that, man, right?
It's everywhere.
Yeah. Do they have a community? I'm sure not.
Oh my God, there are lots of communities.
Wrong question, please edit this.
you know, if you want to go to Europe today,
Okay.
there are even companies, they do an event management along with the cars.
Oh.
So you can go book a drive,
Okay.
which takes you from Italy to Spain to maybe German and then come back,
Wow.
along with the supercar and everything. And even if you don't want supercars, there are options of other cars. And you
Oh.
can select that. And if you want also to drive in Autobahn in German, it's one of the ways of the tour normally, or the route they
Oh.
make. So those options are there. In Europe, it's there. In US also it's there.
I know where is this coming from. You are very soon going to be attending an event which is in Sweden. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
Yeah, it's happening in Sweden. Take me through that because it sounds like a very crazy one.
It is crazy.
Yeah.
So we'll be driving in the ice,
Yeah.
and we driving on a lake.
Whoa!
Yeah.
I'm imagining that how crazy is that going to be? I'm not going to interrupt now. Please talk.
Yeah, it's a frozen lake, and normally manufacturers they rent a whole lake
Okay.
along with the setup. So that area nobody sorts of. Sometimes nobody lives on that area. They had that because at that time it's really I don't know -20, -15 normally, and they start preparing the lake until you have above 1 meter
Okay.
thickness of ice, frozen lake.
Yeah, because otherwise it's risky.
Yeah, I know, right?
is.
There are going to be cars moving on it, drifting on it.
They measure. They have particular instruments. They measure all of that, and they make the track.
Okay.
They have different shapes of tracks.
Okay.
Manufacturers they use this as a testing facilities for their new released models because they want to see how the car can take on an extreme weather. At the same time, they have like an academies.
Okay.
And normally those academies they work in the winter. Okay.
All right.
So people can sign up for the academy.
Okay.
You can attend. And normally the program is 3 days.
Okay.
We fly in, and then we have an instructor. And those instructors, they're actually rally drivers under, for example, if it's a Mercedes, it will be a rally driver working for Mercedes actually. And so on.
Right.
And the same guy, it's some names they're really famous. They drive and they have some world records in rallies, and they actually work as instructors in this period of time. When there is no rallies, they do the other.
Wow.
part.
Wow.
And we get taught how to drive overall, and the way you drive in the ice is actually to drift on the ice. So the car has a special tires, and the whole thing is being made actually specially in a way or another. It's a crazy experience, as you say, and I'm really looking forward.
Wow.
Soon, yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm sure, man.
check out the
please,
videos.
Yeah, please do share the videos, photos, whatever that you can capture there. I don't know if you will be taking out your hands from the gloves there,
You
but
can.
just in case if you do,
They're
yeah.
photographers.
Okay, also there are 2 types of engines. You know, I just heard a sound right now. I'm sure there is someone having fun outside there because I saw a few cars parked outside today, our office as well. But there are these natural engines and then there are these turbo engines.
Yeah.
One of them makes those crazy sounds and noises and you know that okay, now this car is going to now show all the fun, and the other one is like, so explain the difference between the two and which one's better, which one's not.
So quickly, maybe talking about it, in history, when the car started, all the engines are naturally aspirated. Means naturally aspirated, pistons and a block. They move up and down, they burn the fuel, and they make the movement in the car.
Okay.
And the more horsepower, the bigger the engine becomes. And that's why you hear about 4-cylinder, 6-cylinder, 8-cylinder, 12-cylinder, 16-cylinder
Right.
as you go.
Right.
Now, technology is changing as you go. And there was a time where turbo has been introduced. Turbo means more oxygen and air in the engine, which means more power. Now, today,
Like this when it's done.
now the turbo itself,
Yeah.
so although the sound comes, the bigger the engine, the sound becomes different and you hear it better. It's like a music. Similar to Formula One, for example, cars, when you hear their sound, it's different. It's not like, it's not something you feel it's really noisy, but it has that music. Especially
It's
if
not
you have-
noise, it's
Yes,
music.
it's
Yeah,
music.
I like how he's putting it, right? Yeah.
So the turbos, they had a sound of a turbo. You hear it sometimes. People say, "Wee wee," something like that.
Okay.
It has a turbo.
Yeah.
It has turbo sound also,
Yeah.
which people they also like.
Yeah.
Now, because of the environment regulations and so on, manufacturer starts to reduce number of cylinders for the emission control,
Oh.
and then they put better and bigger turbos,
Twin turbos. and
twin
stuff.
turbos and so on. Okay. Now those gives a small engine with a high power. This is what's a trend is, and now it becomes even hyper, where you have electric and small engines.
Yeah. Yeah. What's your take on the electric cars?
Not ready for it now. Okay, but as a track car, it's a combination of many things when you drive. It's a sound you want to hear. It's the movement and feeling the stability while turning on the track itself. And then if you're taking a time, you want to see what is your record on time. How can you do it? But driving, I believe, an electric car in a track, we'll be missing one element, which is the sound. Now, how does it feel? I don't know yet.
Okay.
Maybe something to explore in the future.
Right.
And anyhow, it's really coming. Whether we like it or
Or
not.
not. Yeah. That's what it's going to be. Wow. You have any more questions, or should we just dive into the rapid
Let's
fire?
get into the rapid fire.
Yeah? Okay. So you want to go
Wanna
first, or
start?
should I?
Up to you. Go for it.
Rapid fire, no time to think. You got to be quick. Well, even if you lose, you don't lose much. Maybe just a supercar drive to one or an invite to your next event. Right? All right. First question. Favorite supercar?
So
You don't get time to think. Five,
I don't
four,
have time to think.
3, 2.
I think a track car. I don't want to name, but my favorite car is a track car.
Okay, fair enough. A dream road trip destination.
Italy, between Italy and German.
Most scenic spot in Oman.
Jebel Akhdar.
Speed or style.
Speed.
First supercar love.
It was a Mercedes GTR.
Okay. Opening song for a long drive in your supercar.
I don't. I just hear the car sound, really. The exhaust sound.
Okay. A calm mind or a mind full of adrenaline and a lot of passion to drive a supercar.
It's more adrenaline and passion. That's what I would like.
Okay. Morning or night drives.
Morning
Luxury or performance.
performance.
Favorite Oman road.
I can say again Jebel Akhdar.
Okay. Best car color.
To me, it's a gray color. Really.
Great.
Gray. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I
I'm not
com-
judging. I'm not saying
contrast.
anything in my head right now. Okay, I get it. Okay, most inspiring car movie.
It's Ferrari, the movie, which is Ferrari against Ford. Henry Ford.
Yeah.
I think
yeah,
the movie.
Yeah, I
Yes,
know
yes.
which one's talking about. Okay, convertible or a coupe?
Convertible, maybe.
Maybe. Top speed driven.
Around 290. It wasn't the track.
Whoa! 290? Of course you had to say that. Wow! Dude, that's crazy. Did it feel like 290?
It feels really, how can I say? I felt even, I don't know how to explain it, but I felt I have to stop.
Yeah. Oh.
That's what I felt. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but
And the crazy one was, with a driver, I believe it was more than 300 he went. With a professional driver, I was in Jeddah circuit. And that circuit has walls in between too,
yeah.
more than 300 kilometers per
Oh
hour.
my
What was running in your head? At what
I
rate
never
your
get
heart
crazy,
was palpitating or what?
I felt really crazy. I never get crazy, but with that guy, I felt really
Is
crazy.
this the moment when you felt scared?
I felt really scared. That's the only moment I can say. I never become scared in a car, but that was the most moment. The reason why, I wasn't the driver. Secondly,
Yeah.
the track is really crazy because there's a walls on two sides.
Yeah.
A small mistake, we will go both in the wall.
Oh my god, just thinking about it is
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. Imagine he was sitting inside that car. So now what can you really take
What
it from
about
there?
when you were driving? Because that time you were in control.
Although I was in control, but I couldn't do what he did.
Or 290, 300, pretty close.
Less actually on that. The car was really a crazy car. I can say the car was really powerful. Okay, but then the track itself, I feel not safe really on the track. That track.
And you were wise. You were like, hey,
It's a get that.
290 is good enough.
Yeah,
It's quite a record.
No,
Yeah.
I did it in Yas Marina actually.
Right,
Yeah,
okay.
Yas Marina is a wide, more open,
Yeah, right.
and you had the chance to drive well over
yeah.
there.
Okay.
Okay, let's say somebody's buying his first supercar. Which car should that be? According to you.
Very difficult, really, question to
Come
answer.
on, if it's his first,
It's,
just say any
no,
car.
what I'm trying to say, always that conversation is between members, really. It's the reason why it depends what you are looking from the car. Do you want to drive in a track? Do you want to have a drive on a daily? Do you want to drive a brand and then how it looks like? Do you want to sit comfortable, or you want to feel you're in a bucket seat held by the car itself? Depends what you're looking for. They all vary, really. They all vary. I can't name a car. Someone who asked me, maybe depends on his budget.
Let's say a person who has this one, who's buying his 15th supercar. Now, which one should that be? That means he has it all. Okay.
Which one to
that
drive?
means he has the experience also.
And which one to drive? In a track, for example?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's do that.
I'll definitely say a Porsche, one of the GT3 RS, GT4 RS, something like that. Definitely, I'll say.
Okay, there you go. Okay, your questions now.
I'm going to skip the overlaps. I'm just going to go for the ones. Okay. Okay, no, we already did this. What is the next big trend in the world of supercars that we can look forward to?
I think electricity is coming. So electric cars are coming, and it will be a trend because just 2 months back, we heard about one of the manufacturer in China. They made a car which actually beaten one of the known brands in Germany in one of the circuits. Yes, in terms of time. So electric cars are coming, and I believe they are going to be really, really fast.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
One of the most awesome features that you've seen on a supercar and you wish that everyone would just incorporate it?
I've seen lots of specs when it comes. If you look from the beauty perspective, nice transition colors and dark colors looks really amazing on supercars, especially with the quality of the stitching and the leather inside the car.
What about tech?
When it comes to tech, then you talk about aerodynamic in the car. That's the most important part. If you have a car which has a lot of aerodynamic, it's then like being stick to the road when you drive it.
Okay, imagine yourself with your car on one road in Oman and it feels like a movie. Tell me what road you're going to be driving on.
I'll be driving a track car. I don't know what is it. Depend on what's available. But to me, a twisty road.
Okay.
Between the mountains, the road hidden one I told you about. That will be one of the places to go to, really to have some adrenaline and then come back.
Okay. When you're not driving your supercar, obviously we don't do it on a daily basis, your go-to car for your daily drive?
It's a normal sedan car I have, Audi, which I drive on a daily basis. I'm having a different personality on a daily basis than when I go into. You won't believe it.
Sorry, I just couldn't control it, but I just thought of something. On a daily basis, I'm just like a regular man.
Yeah.
Come check me out in Sweden. I'll show you my real color. This is what I really do.
It's actually, I really love to drive a calm car, very quiet car. I don't want to hear any noise. And that's what I do on a daily basis.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And then when it's time to drive a supercar, then I want to drive it the right way. Yeah, I don't want to drive it from home to office. No.
Of course.
It's not me.
Yeah. That's only for the tracks there.
Yeah.
Okay. Best spot in Oman where you can have a meet, or even if you're going solo, that is not going to that's not going to grab too much attention. Obviously with your supercar.
Anywhere side country.
Okay.
Anywhere side country. Because in a side country, if you don't go in the cities itself, a lot of nice roads. I mean, you go to Sharqiya, for example, that side, and go to Sharqiya tunnels on that side, and then come from Sharqiya to Dakhliya, for example, some internal roads. Amazing. Amazing. And it's away from everyone. There's small villages only you pass by.
Oh, those people would be so excited.
Yeah,
though.
I know.
If you see the kids here outside. But then normally...
Well, actually, have you ever seen like a crazy reaction from a fan for a car that...
I did last weekend. This is what
share
happened.
some crazy reaction, like apart from sharing photos.
I was just holding people away because we want to get the car inside. I couldn't. So we were maybe 6 of us trying just to hold people away from the car until we just parked the car inside. You won't believe. I mean, if you see some of the photos and some, I'll show you later, some of the videos, it's really crazy. People, they're just lying on the car itself.
Of course.
What is the most common question that you get?
How
much is the car?
Yeah.
You get
What
that
do you do
question.
for a living?
You get that question. Yeah.
What do you do for a living?
What do you do for a living? Yeah. But from kids, they want to hear the sound.
Ah.
They always say rivet,
Yeah, yeah.
rivet. That's what
sweet.
they want to do.
So sweet.
Which is makes really lots of trouble. The moment you arrive, the moment you get a ticket.
Yeah, those kids are really excited about. Like, I have a friend who has a kid. He loves collecting the car keys only. Like, he'll come like when all friends get together, no matter what car you're driving. But he technically has way more knowledge than we adults would have. So yeah, the kids can be really smart with
True
cars.
enthusiast.
Yeah, true
Yeah.
that. Anyways, yeah. It was a fun conversation.
It
I mean,
was
I
a
can
lot
go
of fun.
on and on and on about the cars, supercars, about the events. When are it happening next, and when can we witness one, like a crazy one? Which one would you actually recommend for someone who's watching the show right now, and that a crazy event is happening, and if they are a car enthusiast themselves, then they can go and attend?
If you talk about Supercars Majlis, we having an event going to happen on 21st of Feb towards Nazwa.
Okay.
And then we are closing by in Ramadan. We'll have just a gathering for iftar, and that's it for the year.
Okay.
But then we start again in the season next. Always we have
Yeah.
different
looking
events,
forward to
different
that.
activities.
Yeah.
We continue.
Yeah.
Yeah, those activities.
Wow, fantastic.
Amazing.
It was such a fantastic conversation. Yeah, I mean, like, it's so much fun to just spot these supercars right here on the Oman roads. But now it's going to be even better because we are now better informed and know slightly better about the stuff.
And we know
than
who
I
to
knew.
call.
Exactly. And don't go to the beach to spot them. Go to the real event if you really want to see the cars, right? Anyways, thank you so much
Thank
for
you so
joining us
much
in the
for
studio.
Thank
It
you.
was a fantastic conversation. Had a lovely, lovely chat.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
All the very best for events and the Sweden event.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Stay safe.
Hey.
Yay! That was
Wow,
awesome.
yeah, that was really cool, man.